I'm coming up on the rough side of the mountain. Woo! Yeah, what do you want, child? How long have I what? Off the tube? Oh, off the tube, man. I've been here, man. I've been here a lot of years. I seen a lot of things. Off the tube. It done change. It changed, honey. Oh, you want me to tell you about it? All right, scoot on up here, child. Let me tell you. Let me tell you about what I done seen on Off the Tube. What's up, everyone? My name is Morgan Lee and welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing the Authortube Oldie Tag for two reasons. One, I wanted you to get to know who I am since I have a lot of new people to my channel. And two, because I needed more time to plan the videos that I actually wanted to record this month. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into the video. The Authortube Oldie Tag was created by Lindsay Puckett. I will link her channel down below. I have not done a tag on this channel, I think, or at least not an Authortube introduction tag. We'll get into that later. But first, I just wanted to introduce myself, tell you a little bit about me, what I write, and then we'll get into the questions. So, my name is Morgan Lee. I am a multi-genre, multi-age category author, if that makes any sense. I write middle grade, young adult, new adult, and I like to dabble in different genres, but my favorites are science fiction, fantasy, and contemporary. Let's get into the questions. Question one is, how long have you had your Authortube channel? The technical answer for this is I've had my Authortube channel for the last 7-ish years. I've been on YouTube as an author for 7 years, but this channel is almost in its third year. So I'll show you some clips of my original channel. The channel is listed on my page. It's featured on my page. So if you want to ever go and have a good laugh over there, that's totally fine, but I'll show you some clips of me on my other channel. Question number 2 is, what aspect of your writing has improved since joining Authortube? I would say there's many aspects to my writing that's improved. I've been writing from a young age, and mainly I would check out a bunch of craft books from the library to learn about writing, but learning about writing from different people is a very valuable thing to me as well now. So I would say making my writing better. I don't know. Question number 3, what is your biggest writing accomplishment since you've started your channel? My biggest accomplishment is definitely publishing the first book in my trilogy, the Seedlings trilogy, and this is book 1, Seed Among the Thorns. So over the years before I started Authortube, during Authortube as well, I put up 2 different books. One was The Blinding Light of Truth, which is what I wrote in high school. The second one was The Naked Tree that I wrote during Camp Nano in April of 2016. Now, both of those books were not ready to be out in the world. They were not ready to be public or shared or purchased because of plot issues and typos and a whole list of other things. But I really just wanted to be published, and I wanted it to happen really fast. And I didn't want to take the time to do it right. So this little book baby is me almost doing it right, kind of doing it right, but at least it's up there and people are reading it, and I'm proud of this book. So this is definitely the biggest accomplishment since starting Authortube. Question number 4, how has your drafting changed since you started your channel? When I was younger, I believed that I was a hardcore pantser. Didn't know the term back then, of course, but I didn't write any outlines. I didn't know anything about the story. All I did was get an idea and start writing. Now, my process is a lot different. Drafting is still very hard for me, but instead of just winging it, I will now create outlines. And there's things like Save the Cat and the snowflake method. Not to say I didn't know these things before, because I was the person at the library checking out all of the books on the topic that I was interested in. So I read a lot of craft books when I was younger. So I knew about plot structure, I knew all of the things, but I still didn't consider myself an outliner or a plotter until I joined Authortube. And it seemed like that was kind of the narrative that you're supposed to write an outline. But now I've kind of settled in the middle of where I don't need a hardcore, intense outline to get the story told, but it's helpful to have at least something so you can know what you're shooting for, and hopefully it'll make revisions easier when you get there. Question number 5. If you're planning to publish, how has your publishing path changed? Originally, back in the day, of course, like everybody, I wanted to be traditionally published. I wanted to have the query and the agent and the advance, until I started getting rejection letters back in the early 2000s, when I was getting rejection letters from querying, and I was trying really, really hard. I queried a lot, but a book that was not ready. Since then, and being dramatic, I was like, oh, forget it. I don't want to publish traditionally anymore. I can do self-publishing, because that's when I discovered CreateSpace. And I was like, oh, I can just format my book myself, put it on Amazon, and become a best-selling author. Spoiler, you cannot just do that. It takes a little more steps than that. That was my mindset back then. So I switched from wanting to be traditionally published to wanting to just be self-published. And then now, here we are, where I have self-published a novel that I love, that I will continue to self-publish this series. But there are some projects that I have in mind that I am going to query and that I want to become traditionally published. I want to be a hybrid author now, self-published and traditionally published. And I also want to have my own publishing house one day. That's a side project, but I do want to eventually publish other people's stuff as well. Okay, question number 6. What is something writing or channel related that you've learned the hard way? There's a lot of things. One, live streaming. I began live streaming before people were actually live streaming for writing. At least I feel like I was, because there weren't a lot to tune into. There wasn't as many as there are now. Learning how to live stream, there wasn't people to watch or model.
Hey everybody, it's Morgan and I'm live on the internet. Why? I don't know. I just wanted to be live on the internet. So here I am.
And then I would say consistency. I mean, these last 2 months have been the most exponential growth that I've seen in my channel. A lot of that comes down to consistency and marketing. Figuring out SEO, like using TubeBuddy, using your tags, changing your titles, having eye-catching, clean thumbnails, all of those types of things that I've had to suck at a lot in order to figure out how to get better. I mean, I feel like all of us are in that, but with Authortube as large as it is now, I feel like there's more people to look to see how to get it done correctly. And I'm gonna mention my friend here at this point. If you want to check out Barrett Laurie, he is an Authortuber and he is amazing. He's an amazing person and he does amazing content. So if you are a new Authortuber who wants to know how the technical marketing, I guess, side of YouTube goes and how to make your channel grow, you should check out his channel. I'll link his information down below. But I had to learn all that the hard way, and I had to just walk through that, because like I said, I've been on YouTube now for 7, I think almost 8 years. Back when I wanted to be a booktuber, yeah, I've learned a lot of this stuff as I've gone on. And the thing that has tripped me up the most, of course, is consistency and not staying up to date on my channel and getting discouraged. So I had to learn that the hard way. So here I am with a new lease on life, trying to make my channel work and make it work for me. And all I can say is better late than never. Question number 7. In what ways has Authortube changed since you started? When I started YouTube, there wasn't Authortube. It was just BookTube, and I wanted to be a BookTube channel. But of course, because I'm a writer, I talked about writing more than I talked about reading. I think in 2017 is when I did my first Authortube newbie tag, which I'll show here. Yo, I got my red and leak hat on, y'all. You see this? Hashtag Rhett and Link, hashtag Good Mythical Morning. Okay, let's get on with the tag. Okay, I'm gonna get on with this tag. I don't know if it's because I wasn't as involved as I am now, but the vibe was very much different, and it was kind of just like the bigger channels that you see now. And it was mainly just putting out tips for how to write, like 5 tropes I hate, or 5 tropes I love, or 5 tips to writing a female main character, or something like that. Mainly just like writing tips, and I never wanted to do that with my channel. I never wanted to give advice. I never wanted to give tips because I didn't know what I was doing, and I still don't know what I'm doing enough to give anybody else advice. So I never wanted to be an advice channel, so I didn't feel like I fit into Authortube in the beginning, even though I was talking about writing, and I felt like I had to just make stuff up to fit into the Authortube niche. Fast forward to now, I feel like it's more community based. Like I feel people are tighter, more tight knit, and it's more about each individual writer. They're sharing the journey with you, and that is what I want to do with my channel. Journey of writing, journey of life, and it doesn't have to be prescriptive all the time. That it could just be entertaining or inspirational. And I think that's a part that Authortube was missing, and it was just trying to be educational instead of entertaining and inspirational. So now I feel like it's more of all of those things now. Question number 8. What frustrates you about Authortube? The thing that frustrates me about Authortube, usually Authortube is all about writing and not about people's stories, if that makes sense. So what I want to do with my channel somehow is to connect to my readers instead of just connecting to writers. I'm sure that makes sense. But yeah, Authortube is really, it's geared towards writers. So you feel pressure as a creator to create content for writers, because if you don't, you're not going to fit into the niche. So I'm trying to figure out a way that I can more connect to the readers that I want to attract, instead of just connecting to the authors that I want to attract. Writers are readers, yes, but I just want there to be a way where I can reach people who just want to read what I have to write. I don't know. That is the thing that I guess frustrates me about Authortube, is that it seems like you have to talk about writing. And yes, I want to talk about writing, but I also want to talk about my writing specifically. I want to create a video where I show you my characters and dive deep into the world that doesn't come from a writing standpoint, that just comes from an entertaining, reading standpoint. Question number 9. What is your hope for the future of Authortube? To piggyback off of what I said in the previous question, I really wish that authors will be able to use their platform to not only help and influence and connect with other writers, but to use it as a way to connect to their readers. It's a part of our author platform, right? So I really feel like we should also spend just enough of that time connecting to readers. I don't know how to do that yet, but it's something that I really want to brainstorm and figure out a way. Even people who aren't published already, if we start sharing our work in videos, if we read our flash fiction, if we start a online series, whatever it is, just to get readers in. So if we could hop over the bridge to BookTube and connect with readers more instead of just focusing on connecting with writers, I feel like Authortube would just explode and be a welcoming and just wonderful place for getting that relationship with writers, and also finding readers who are going to love what you have to write. Question number 10. What is some advice or share some wisdom with Authortube newbies. The thing I would have to say for Authortube newbies, one is just to go ahead. If you are wanting to make a channel, go ahead and make a channel and realize that there are also no rules to your channel. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing. You don't have to do writing tips. You don't have to be self-published or pursuing self-publishing. You can be traditional, hybrid, whatever. You can not want to publish at all. You can just want to talk about your own books. You can do whatever you want to do. So if you want to start an Authortube channel, don't hesitate. Just go ahead and put up that first video. Even if it's just with your iPhone or your Android or whatever phone you have, your camera, webcam, whatever you have, just use what you have. You don't have to get fancy. You don't have to get big. All we need to see is you and you being passionate about what it is that you're talking about, and people will come and people will be there for you and people will support. So I feel like it's kind of vague and kind of general advice, but really just start and realize that the sky's the limit. Your imagination can take you so far. You can be as creative as you want, and you will find the audience that you were meant to find. So that is my little nugget of advice for Authortube newbies. All right, so that was the Authortube Oldie Tag. Let me know down in the comments what you think of my answers. Let me know who you are. If I haven't been introduced to you yet, just let me know down in the comments a little bit about you. And yes, that is all I have for you all today. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will see you all on Friday with another video.